Well, hi guys, just bunging me card in. I have got a Colchester and then I'm off to sunny Wellingborough. Oh crap. Right, just making sure I've done that correctly. So I started then, lovely jubbly. Waiting on me paperwork as I was yesterday. That's the issue when the football's on. A lot of people in the warehouse don't bother coming in. It is one of those annoying things. It's like, you know, England will be playing and everything gets held up. And then of course maybe Poland's playing someone like they were yesterday and so on and so forth. And a load of staff don't turn up. They take the time off, they phone in, they whatever. And of course that has a knock-on effect. It holds all the loads up, it stops things going out. So yesterday and today, I've basically been told to go check the unit out, and they're waiting on the load. It's one of those really annoying things. It happens during the World Cup, it happens during Euro. Never seems to happen during the Olympics, never seems to happen during rugby. So, yes, it's a tad annoying, but there we go. Now I do have to phone. Oh, why has he turned that on? That would explain why it's so bleating hot in here. Got the bleating night heater going. It's 21 degrees C and they had the night heater going at 22. I hadn't even noticed it when I was going up there, but the controlling an axle for the night heater's up here. And I was thinking, why is it so hot in here? Why am I sweating? And I looked up, I'm like, he's got it going at 23. I hate that, I detest that. But whatever, I mean, it's been used at night, must have been cold last night, so there we go. But yes, I got a phone after I've done at Colchester to see whether Wellingborough is still on. Because again, it's not just this site that's going to get held up. Every site I've ever worked on gets held up when the football's on. And I was listening to some of the commentary on yesterday's football game, because obviously I said yesterday that it was going to take about half hour for my load to be ready. Well, I started at 13:15. I didn't leave site until 4:15, 16:15. I got to watch the entire football game. And I was listening to some of the commentary on it, and one of the commentators said about his son in Year 7 science trying to watch the game. Oh well, it's definitely worth what do you call it? A detention. Am I the only person to think, what the hell are you on? It's a sports match. Okay, it's the Euro. Wait another few years, it will be back on. The World Cup, it will be back on. Support your team by all means. But your education doesn't play second fiddle to football. But anyway, that's just my little gripe. But I'm going to finish off my paperwork, because I'm not filling my paperwork anymore, because they've got the bleating company logo at the back of it. It keeps showing up all the time. It's like, yeah. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go see whether the paperwork's ready. It's not going to be. I know it's not going to be. They were halfway through loading it. So it's the same thing again. Then there'll be obviously a bit of forward-facing footage. I've kind of got that down to an art now. What I'm doing is I'm using segments from various locations along the journey, and they're about 5 minutes long. I make sure they're exactly, well, not about, I make sure they're exactly 5 minutes long, each segment. And then I put them together, put like an 8-second fade out, fade in. Then I speed the entire thing up, put some music underneath it, and it seems to work really well. I'm actually liking doing that, because you get different sections of my drive throughout the day. So I think that's actually going quite well, because there's a few things I like about this new way of doing things. because I can regiment it more. I can think a little bit more. I've still got a few things to trial. Like I said, you know, get some road footage and talk over it at home. Maybe discuss lane discipline, or just prattle on like I used to. But the picture of me in the top corner will not be of me driving. It will be of me sitting at home with a Holston on the go. You know. So I've got things to trial, but I am actually quite liking this. It's different. It's just a different method, and a change is as good as a break, I suppose. And that's the other thing. I'm going away for a couple of weeks at the end of July. Now we've got the in-laws house sitting for us, so that's a bonus. They can look after the cats. We don't have to put them in a cattery, and the house isn't empty, so that's genius. But we're going away for a couple of weeks. Now over those couple of weeks, it's going to be between the 17th and the 31st. Unless I've got access to Wi-Fi, I'm not going to be uploading anything over those 2 weeks. I'll take the cameras with me and maybe make a bit of footage whilst I'm up there, you know, make a couple of uploads, a couple of bits of content whilst I'm up there driving around, sodding about. But like I said, the bonus is the in-laws have decided they're going to house sit, leaving their daughter in their house. They're going to live at ours, so we don't have to put the cats into a cattery. It's just glorious, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. So I don't have to worry, because I wasn't going to mention the dates I was going away for obvious security reasons. But yes, it's wonderful now that we've got house sitters, because it's like, yay! I can say what dates it is, and yay, there's going to be somebody in the house. And the in-laws don't have to go to work. We're in our 30s. The in-laws are retired. So it's not just my dad that's retired. But anyway, like I said, I'm just going to finish off the little bit of paperwork I've got left to do, and then waddle in and sit and wait for my load to be ready, whenever that is, and everything is moving really slowly at the moment. But anyway, I shall see you in a while. me at Colchester now. Just got to wait for him to clear a little bit of room. A bit busy, raining like hell. So, wait for him to clear a little bit of room. Wait for him to give me the hello, and I can go and start unloading myself. So, yes, it's raining, so I'm soaked. It's all fun, it's all games. But my other half works here. It's her second day. So I went round and I said hello to her whilst I got my coffee. But yeah, she's finding it new and different, but she's having fun. So job's good and job's good. But yes, it's all fun and games. Oh, it was a nightmare getting here. I revise my most hated road. It's the A12. Oh, it was just blocked. Literally from the moment you got to the Chelmsford area, the A130 in Chelmsford, all the way down. Oh, there's no reason for it either. Absolutely none. It wasn't rush hour. It's not even rush hour yet. Absolutely no reason for it whatsoever. And you're just sitting there and you're thinking, oh, why? Why? You'd have seen a little bit of it, obviously, from the footage earlier, and you'll have probably noticed a couple of the more dangerous manoeuvres that you end up encountering when you're driving one of these things. But oh, it was just no. And I'm in an Axor, as you can probably tell. And this is a different Axor than the one I was in, because the one I was in was a 4-legger, not a 6-legger, and the 4-legger happened to be overweight. Because it was the bulk load, it was all, well, just heavy stuff, you know, cans of drink, that kind of stuff. And, so I had to swap units, and I had to leave. The issue with an Axor and weight, the issue with an Axor and a lot of weight on is they're really not very good units. And bizarrely though this may be, or may seem, the rear axle doesn't have any weight on it. I know, you've got a heavy trailer, you're on the rear axle. And you turn in, especially when it's raining, and it will just start sliding on you. It's bizarre to say, I know it's weird, but it will just start sliding. And then when you've got to kind of do a right-hand turn, like I did onto straight road. No, at the traffic lights, you know, where I took up both lanes, and then it just pushes you. It just skids. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And then braking, you know, you're braking down a hill going up to one of the roundabouts, and you just got to pump the brake, otherwise you are not stopping in this weather with weight on. These are horrendous units, and I'm just glad they don't make them anymore. But yeah, that was irritating. But such is life. At the end of the day, it is what it is. This thing flicked itself into neutral on a couple of occasions. It decided, no, I'm not going to change. No, I don't know. No, I'm confused. Beep, beep, beep. Into neutral. You know, it's always the times when you're rolling into a roundabout, and it's got a couple more pallets left. Rolling into a roundabout, and you think, right, it will change from 5th to 3rd, so I can keep going. No. And you're just like, really? And then you have to do that again. Of course, by that time you've lost all your momentum. You're rolling up a hill 9 times out of 10. And it's just, you basically have to stop and start again. And you're starting first because you're up a hill, it's wet, it's spinning out. Axors are not the unit to have when you've got weight. Anyway, it looks like he's on the last 2 pallets, so I shall see you when I'm on my break. I've got to take my break here because of the time of day. So, yes, I shall see you in a minute. Oh, well, slightly knackered. Oh, I was 39,000 something kilograms. Hold on a minute, I've got my Weybridge ticket in here. I was 39,370 kilograms. Had to use a manual pump truck and then load myself up with stacks of empty pallets. So, yeah, slightly knackered now. But I'm on my break. Jobs are good. I am seeming to have some issues with volume levels on my channel. Because obviously I'm not driving anymore, so you don't have the sound of the engine and me chatting, and I'm a lot closer when I'm sitting there style thing. And of course, when the engine's going, I'm talking over the sound of the engine, so I'm naturally talking louder anyway. Thing is that I haven't really been trying to balance and equal things out. So I've been talking quietly, and then the music's kicked in, and I'm talking quietly then. So I'm going to see if I can balance all of that out. That has been picked up. Has been pointed out to me. So I shall see what I can do. What I think I'll do, because I do get trucking magazines, Truck and Driver, things like that, is yesterday I lost some subscribers. I went down to 1,334, I think it was. And, well, that was the day before and yesterday. And obviously I uploaded that one where I'm talking about brakes, discussing something I've read in a magazine. Because obviously I can't talk whilst I'm driving anymore. So, and my subscribers are now 1,343. So what I will most likely do is I shall start to talk about and comment on various things I see in trucking magazines. It won't be every single day, because obviously they're not renewed every single day. But every so often I shall comment on something that's caught my eye, something like that. I should have done it from the start, to be fair, but I just started chatting away about anything and everything whilst I was driving, and that seems to be how it went for a while, and now I'm having to do this. So I shall start to include stuff like that again. What I've got to get round to doing is driver's hours and bunging that on tips and tricks. Because I've been saying I was going to do that, but with everything that's been going on and the re-engineering of my channel and, you know, experimenting and buggering about, and my other half starting a new job and everything else, everything seems to have taken a bit of a back foot recently, and that's my bad. Apologies for that one. So I shall see what I can get done and crack on from there. I've got to make a phone call before I leave here, so at the end of my break I'm going to phone up and find out if I'm going to Wellingborough or if I'm going straight back to base. Most likely to Wellingborough, to be fair. Don't really care either way. A few more hours if I have to go via Wellingborough, which would be nice. Has to be said, would be nice. Yes, I shall I think I shall end my day with some forward-facing footage if the weather buggers off. But if it stays like this, which there is a strong possibility it will do, then I won't end my day with some forward-facing footage. It's just, ever since I've wanted to do this, it's just been like this all the time. And I can't win. I just can't win. I can't win, lad. No, I can't do it. Oh. But yes, so I shall see if I can balance the volume levels. I shall comment on various bits and bobs going on in tracking magazines that catch my eye style thing. And generally prat about, I suppose, do what I usually do. But yes, anyway, I won't be doing anything more to camera today. I'm just going to, well, it's, what is it now? It's 5:30. It's 17:30. So by the time I've had my break, had the phone call, driven to wherever I've got to drive to, the light's going to be failing. So I'm not going to be doing anything more to camera today, so I shall say this now. Cheers for watching. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. Does seem to be working. I shall see you in the next one, which is tomorrow. I do have a shift tomorrow. At the moment, preliminary feelers tell me that it's going to be pulled down in Dorset. But we shall see. We shall see. But anyway, cheers for watching. If the rain has subsided, you will now be linked into forward-facing footage. If the rain has not subsided, bye.